Yeah, so basically, like if I make a beat for somebody for free, like, I just made this for you off the love. I know this is something this type of beat that you gonna do your work on. I'm just gonna give it to you and see what you do. I don't expect no royalties, no nothing like that. That's a gift. That's just something that I did for free, just because I wanted to do.
Not for free, but as a gift, off the love. The only reason I say that because free is expecting nothing in return. In our system, you always get something back. So even though you gave that as a gift, you will receive a fruit of the love. You will receive a slip, fruit of the spirit slip, that shows that you gave somebody something of value. Okay. So they actually received a slip, evidencing what you gave them, and they would have to give you a receipt. So you would receive a love receipt. Receipts are evidence that you gave something. Okay. You see what I'm saying?
I see.
So in that sense, it's a receipt, not evidence in the purchase, but evidence in the fact that you have given someone something.
Okay, right. Got you. So it's evidence of the gift.
Yep, and in our system, those love receipts have value. Okay. Equal to the amount of the gift that you gave.
Got you.
In that example.
Got you. So the next definition we got is income. Money or value received in exchange for providing labor, producing goods, rendering services, or investing capital. So basically, any type of business that I conduct that provides me some kind of value in exchange is the income that I make. For instance, if I make a beat for somebody and they pay me for that beat, the money that I made for that beat is the income. If I invest in some kind of stock and I get paid a dividend for that stock and whatever time that the dividend payout, the dividend that I get paid for that stock is the income that I made. So yeah, any value that I receive based off of labor, goods, services rendered, investments, that's going to be the income. The next definition we got is investment. Any act of allocating money, time, or resources into an asset with the expectation of generating profit or increase in value over time. So we just talked about this a little bit, but yeah, anything that you do that you expect to return you a greater return over time is an investment. And this can be money, this can be love, this can be energy. Anything that you expect to get back in greater sum is, an investment.
So let's get them with an example. In your example with a gift, you gave them that beat expecting nothing. Now let's imagine you give them that beat and say, hey, I just need my royalties back. That's an investment. Mm-hmm. You made an investment in that person.
Exactly.
You see?
Yep. The next definition we got is capital gains. Profits you make when you exchange an asset for more than you paid for it. We talked about this a little bit, but they didn't save our recording. But that wrench that we remember that wrench?
Yeah, the $1 million wrench. The recording got cut off.
It got cut off again?
No, not now. I'm just saying you had to put that in there about the recording.
Yeah.
You said I remember that $1 million wrench.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an example. Give them the example, man. Mm-hmm. Break it down.
Yeah, so we got this wrench. The wrench don't cost $1 million, but say I buy the wrench for $5 and somebody need it for $1 million.
So say you owe somebody $1 million. You owe somebody $1 million.
Yep.
That's what has to happen. There has to be a debt.
Okay.
In this situation. So let's go there. You owe me $1 million and you got a wrench.
So yeah, if I got a wrench and I owe you $1 million, I can be like, here, take this wrench and this will settle our debt.
Now, if I'm willing to accept that, then his debt has been satisfied. Now, guess how much that wrench is worth?
Exactly. I just settled my my $1 million debt with a wrench. So that means that wrench is now worth $1 million. And since I only bought it for $5, the extra is what's going to be known as the capital gains.
Exactly. Now you a smart motherfucker, because I didn't even teach you that part. So yes, that would be capital gains. You'll be taxed on that. Now another thing is the person who received that wrench, they gonna be taxed on that $1 million debt that they said was satisfied. So they gonna get taxed like they received $1 million cash because they took that wrench and satisfied that debt.
Yep.
Now that's interesting.
It's crazy, yeah. And this is stuff that people gotta know, because this is real stuff. This is how value works. The next definition we got is undistributed capital gains. capital gains earned but retained rather than paid out to the beneficiary, investor, or shareholder. So in the example that we just had, excuse me, if I settle my debt with the $1 million wrench, but he doesn't pay it to me immediately, those capital gains are undistributed, and so he still owes me that million. He's still
not necessarily in that one, but we can use the example in the gift, the investment of the beat. So imagine if you invested your beat, said, "Hey man, you can just give me my royalties."
Right.
He said, "Cool." Now he collecting royalties, right? Mm-hmm. And he owe you 50%, but he not paying you.
Right.
Legally, that's undistributed capital gains. Mm-hmm. However much that you are owed that he didn't pay you that year.
Right. Exactly. So yeah. So also for all the royalties that he's racking up, but not paying me out yet, those are going to be the undistributed capital gains.
And that's good. That's good to know.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. So our next definition, we got the FOTS slips. These are the fruit of the spirit slips. Documents which evidence the ownership of fruit of the spirit rendered for the benefit of humanity. So this in a good parallel to think about it is, in the United States, the currency that they use is the dollar. That's what they use to, that's their evidence of ownership of
a debt. Evidence of a debt, actually. Yep, the dollar is evidence of a debt because it's a promissory note, promise to pay. Anyway, promissory note.
Right, exactly. Mm-hmm.
But this ain't that. Keep going.
Mm-hmm.
You good, man. Not to cut you off.
No, you good. Yeah.
Talk about the fruit of the spirit slips. How we use them as medium of exchange. What they are. They just evidence that somebody rendered love for the benefit of humanity. Mm-hmm. It's our form of currency. You was going into that.
Exactly, right,
I just wanted to clarify that the United States dollars is an evidence of debt, not evidence of ownership.
Exactly, right. And so, like he was saying, the fruit of the spirit slips is the currency that we use to, evidence of rendered services for the benefit of humanity. The next definition is the love receipts, and now these are the documents of evidence for the rendering of fruit of the spirits for the benefit of humanity. So this is basically what you're going to get after providing evidence of rendering the fruit of the spirits for the benefit of humanity.
Bet. So let's give a simple example. Somebody babysitted somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. So in this situation, if somebody babysitted somebody for someone, they showed some love to that person. They showed the love. So the person who got the love showed to them is going to receive a fruit of the spirit slip. Mm-hmm. That's evidence that they actually own the love that person gave them.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now they going to give that person who gave them love the love receipt. It's evidence that they actually gave some love. Mm-hmm. So when love receipts, it's not evidence of a debt. It's actually it's like a credit. It's evidence of that you actually put some love out there. Mm-hmm. Now the fruit of the spirit slips, that's evidence of ownership. They now own the love that you gave them.
Right.
So that's how that goes. And because of the value in those documents, we let them be used as medium of exchange in our system.
Mm-hmm.
You keep going, man, but that's some shit. Man.
Yeah. This is how the whole system works right here. The next definition we got is the moneyverse tokens, the MNYV tokens. This is stored value evidenced by registered FOTS. So this is the digital asset under
actually it's the digital asset. Now what I have to do is expand the definition because it's stored value evidenced by registered FOTS and love receipts. So basically if you receive FOT slips and love receipts, right, now within a community people might be willing to accept that for services that they render, maybe even some products, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, outside the community, they might not be willing to take that.
Correct.
They may be willing to take cryptocurrency. Mm-hmm. So in situations where you got people willing to accept that cryptocurrency because it is another form of value, then you can take those FOT slips and love receipts and you can send them to us and exchange them. You actually gonna send them to Expect Trust, but you can send them in and exchange them for actual cryptocurrency.
Mm-hmm.
And once you receive that crypto, now you can use that crypto in other networks.
Right. Our next definition, we have love notes. These are unconditional promissory notes issued by the intergovernmental organization UNCOP.
So, promissory notes is promises to pay. It's issued by a governmental organization, so they tax exempt government notes. It's literally the promissory notes that we issue from our tribal governments, which is United Nations of Chippewa, Ottawa, and Potawatomi Indians. So it's the equivalence of a United States dollar, but it's issued from a tribal government. Okay? So it's essentially similar, serves the same purpose, has the same lawful authority as any lawfully issued promissory note. Which is literally what every fiat currency is. So every nationally issued currency has the same power as the love notes. And love notes has the same power as United States dollars and any other currency issued by a nation. The interesting law is nobody has to accept any of these currencies. That's an interesting law. Nevertheless, we can't develop the relationships and the incentives and the education needed to let them know why they can and why they should accept these forms of currency.
Alrighty, our last definition we have is the moneyverse 33% perpetual bond. This is a 33% perpetual bond issued by the Trust, the Moneyverse Financial Holding Company.
Yep. So that perpetual bond serves a few functions. We're going to get into that. I really appreciate this. This definition section is something that I say y'all should go over and over. While we sitting here, let me add love receipts to that definition. But I say this, y'all. This has been one that you should watch over and listen to over and over, because the definitions is the foundation of everything you finna hear. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I don't know if this is 4 or 5. This 4. We done went 4 for 4.